We start with Odell Beckham, who just like last year is again working in L.A. with Mr. Wholesome, Johnny Manziel. Now, back then there was controversy. Odell did his own thing instead of participating with the Giants offseason program. Now, Pat Shurmur, trying to establish a good relationship with Odell and said on the radio, thinks the wide receiver is, quote, inspired. Willie, does Odell need to be a part of the team's offseason program to show he's on board with the Shurmur program?
No, not at all. I think this is kind of Odell's niche at this point. I think it's more important for Shurmur to kind of build a relationship with the other pieces on the team. I mean, you got an offensive line that's in trouble. You got a secondary that was on fire last year. Let Odell be Odell. You know, it's not his work ethic that is the problem. It's sometimes his antics. But this is the offseason, so let him have his time. I think if Shurmur, you have to get acclimated to the rest of the team. Focus on that. Let Odell be Odell and move on.
And real quick, it doesn't set an example to the other guys on that team if Odell is there, if you're trying to establish respect?
Well, I think it would if this wasn't Odell's thing. We've been here before with Odell.
Sure have,
so I think at this point, if you kind of pick a fight with him not being there, that's just you're putting yourself behind the 8 ball. Let Odell go. Let him party with Drake out in L.A. You got other fish to fry. Get on that.
Anthony McCarron is all about partying with Drake in L.A. Yeah,
yes, I do, and I highly recommend it, by the way.
I bet.
But, Willie, it's like you and I sat down and compared notes on this topic. I love what you said.
It's the same mindset.
Exactly. You were right on here. And, by the way, nowhere in Jonas's Open did we hear the word voluntary about these off-season programs. Just want to point that out.
Fair. That's all fair.
Yes, and this is who Beckham is.
Yep.
And you know what? That's
what an apologist
okay.
He's giving analysis. You're apologizing.
I am not. What are you talking about? We said the same thing.
Right.
How can we be that different?
Yeah, the difference is
anyway,
in the details.
Size of shoes.
That's true. The resume is a little different.
Exactly.
I get it. But listen, this is who this guy is, okay? He functions like this. It's fine. If you need to have everybody come to the voluntary workout to show that you can lead the team, then I'm not really optimistic about the coach if that's the case. And I'm not saying that he's demanding this or anything. I think he's smart to just let Odell be Odell, and that's what should guide us, fellas.
All right, we've got 2.5 minutes before the diva of the program.
I'm practically in tears over Anthony's.
It was an emotional statement. It was emotional.
Yeah, where were the violins, by the way?
Willie, I want to know, though, why, from a player's point of view on the same team, are you putting him on a different level? Is that why it's okay that Odell does this because he's Odell? I mean, I'm talking about other players who are at OTAs.
Yeah.
They're not going to have any resentment at all towards him not being there?
Well, one, there's not on anybody. He's the best player on the team.
Right, I know. There. So is that why?
Well, when I was in Pittsburgh, Troy Polamalu did the same thing. And when it was mandatory, he was there, and he was in shape. He looked great. He played well. And then they let him off to the surfboard in California. Right. Same thing with Odell. As long as he's not getting in trouble, he's in shape when they need him. When they need him, and he's playing the part. I don't see the need to call him home.
But you can't. So you can't get away with this if you're just an average run-of-the-mill offensive lineman, defensive lineman.
Not at all. Nope.
How about an excellent offensive lineman? Thank you very much, John. A Super Bowl winning offensive lineman.
I didn't mean that. It's to you, Willie.
I'd be careful, Harper.
General.
But you know what I mean.
I got you.
Other guys that are there.
You listen. Not everybody on the team is treated the same, but they can be treated fairly, and that's
how life works.
And that's
by the
life,
way.
right?
Real quick. Any problem with him working out with Manziel again? Does that bother you at all?
No. Listen, I think at this point we have to move on. Odell's never going to change. You know, he's still, when he puts his feet in the cleats, he's one of the best players on the field. That's his weight in gold. So at the point, who he hangs out with is irrelevant. As long as he performs and continues to be Odell Beckham on the field.